What would have happened if I threw this brick into this pool with a nice little arc? I mean, it's going to make a big splash, right? And then followed by several rings that get bigger and wider as time goes on. Now, what do we do as Agile coaches? Well, we're probably not throwing bricks at organizations, but we are taking topics, usually small topics when it comes to Agile, and they're like little stones. And we kind of toss them into the organization, hoping that it makes a little bit of a splash, and then as the rings get bigger, the culture over a period of time changes. That's really what we try to do as coaches. Now, one topic in particular that we really haven't seen any innovation in this space for a couple of decades, and that's in the topic of user stories. Can't tell you how many times I've been asked to set up, a little workshop to talk about how to write good features and user stories, whether it's at the product level or the team level. And technically, it shouldn't be that hard to write a user story, but I think we've made it complicated with all of the various kind of disconnected practices and things that we've kind of thrown in there into a bowl, like a mixed bag of nuts in a back alley bar, where everybody's kind of just dipping their hand into a contaminated environment. It's just not good. It's not healthy. We teach the construct, like I want to, so that. Let's consider the 3 C's. Make sure that we are using invest mnemonic. If you're splitting stories, use Mike Cohn's spider concept in order to do that correctly. And then we've got to develop acceptance criteria so that we can then estimate it. But how do we estimate it? We estimate it in unit measures of time in Fibonacci. How much is a point versus a unit measure of time? Then we have to prioritize it. I'm exhausted just even explaining it. You can imagine what an organization is feeling in terms of process fatigue. And in case you didn't notice, the market is not slowing down. It is demanding more and more of us, faster, with less amount of people, and it's almost like an impossible recipe to achieve. And yet we must, in order to deliver that sustenance value and incremental value to the consumer, where they're delighted, systems are stabilized going forward. Now at Hummingbird Agile, we of course have 3 primary values: delivery speed, engineering excellence, and high worth of value to the consumer. In order to uphold those 3 values, we absolutely had to go after this user story thing to be able to write them more simply but faster without sacrificing clarity. And we looked at several different methods and systems, and one that we felt transferred really well was the inductive method or inductive approach. Now, in any inductive method, whether it's research or study or teaching, ultimately you're trying to ascertain information in order to come to some conclusion or hypothesis. And at the foundation of that inductive method is what we call context. We're trying to understand the context of what we're looking to build, what we're hypothesizing about. And through that context, we just simply ask some open-ended questions. Now with Hummingbird, we have the 4 W's. 4 W's that are not earth-shattering. You probably heard them before, but they are very powerful and relevant to our method. The first W is, what are you building? What are you trying to deliver? The second W is the who. Who are you building it for? And the third one is, why do you believe this needs to be done now? And the fourth is when. When are you going to draw the line to determine completion? Now, when you think about those 4 W's, sort of the what, the who, the why, and the when, it's really considering who you're building it for, sort of that end consumer. You're thinking about the benefit, the value. You're taking into consideration time criticality, acceptance criteria, all rolled into these 4 simple open-ended questions to get clarity and context around that thing that you're trying to build and deliver. It's kind of your North Star. And if I stopped right here and you just took the inductive method and moved forward, whether you go with Hummingbird Agile or stay with your current framework, you'll know everything you need to know to write faster user stories, more simply, more understandable, and maybe even better user stories. So let's not be afraid to be innovative in this space. We gotta be faster. We gotta be better in this particular area. So go try it out.